Okay, well, we'll get rolling. Thank you for everybody for joining. So this is our third presentation in the series, and today we'll be focused on the technical focus from the spring release, so 2021 Wave 1, which is version 18. My name is Christian Roach. I'm part of the executive team here at Open Door Technology. I have a functional and development technical background. I've been implementing Division or NAV and Business Central for about 20 years, and been providing just kind of customers help with products and solutions, and supporting our other teams internally, and just with how to go about and roll out various parts of the solution, or assisting with third-party add-ons and such too. So the agenda that we have today is just that this is the third and final part of our three-part spring series, sharing key recent and planned Business Central technical changes. In today's session, we'll look at Business Central features including Word templates, Teams integration, usability enhancements, and how to extend a standard report. These new features are already available in your Business Central environments or will be rolled out soon. I believe we've pretty much done all of our version 18 upgrades. Some of these features that may be being rolled out are not in the specific version 18 version that you have. Some of them might be in 0.2 or 0.3, and just that they'll be minor releases to version 18 as they go. Just a reminder that the Microsoft Dynamics 365 Ideas page is where Microsoft reviews or uses a lot of these input and features for putting into the product. So we encourage you to get logged on or signed in with the Ideas portal if you haven't done that already. That website's available just on the slide there. And each release Microsoft is doing, they like to bring out on the conferences when they used to do it and scroll through all the ideas that they've implemented, and it was typically over 100, but they continue to do that each major release, and then including some minor features and stuff like that in the minor releases too, along with hot fixes. So we encourage you to submit your ideas and share them, or vote for others that are already there. So what's new and planned? So we'll go through our agenda here on right in Business Central, and I'll just show you, first of all, we're going to go through the Word merge. So I'll now switch to Business Central so we can walk through the features and functions together. If you're a seasoned Business Central user, you might already notice that some of the features I'll show maybe are not brand new, and you'd be right. Features that were already released in Business Central were recently improved to provide additional functionality, and that might be what's already included here. But again, I'm going to try to focus on what's in version 18 and maybe call out some of the additional changes there. One of the ones I know that was there in past versions is the Business Central Teams integration, but I thought it of value to show that today. So let's just go through the Word merge first. So Word merge, and what I can do is just using the search, I'll look for Word merge, or Word template, sorry. So with a Word template, what we can do is build a merge document of which we can associate with a entity or a record type in Business Central, like vendor or customer, and be able to develop a document or something that we want to merge with customer content, and then be able to split or download it as one file. And so I'll walk through a little bit of that just with an example letter that I'm going to do. So the process to do this, kind of start from finish, is that we would use new, create a template. It'll bring up a bit of a wizard. I can add entities, of which I will. So I'm just going to add customer. So I'll look for customer. With my customer entity added, then it's going to make available the various fields in that customer record that I can interact with. And then I download a blank template. So what this will do is download a Word document along with an Excel file that it's associated with. So I better hit download first before I advance to the next. So when you do that, it'll go into your default downloads folder. So I'll just open my folder up there. And so it's this customer template one here that I'm going to do. So I'll just select that. And I'm going to extract here. And so in the zip file, after you unzip it, you'll have two files, one being your template document that we're going to utilize. And then we also have the data source Excel file that goes with that. So what I'll do is I'll edit this, and I'm going to be proceeded with prompts to this data source file. So what you'll see on my screen is it's just popped up and said, that it wants to select from the data sources. So this Excel file tells it what the field names are from that entity and how to build up the merge. So what it's going to do is just that it's looking to a incorrect location. So I'm just going to change that to this file. So what I'll do is copy that path. I'll paste that in there. Test the connection. Yep, I'm good. Hit OK. So now in that Word file, what it's going to do so I now have opened my template, and if I go to my mailings, I'll see that I have merge fields available, and what it's done is loaded these as fields from that Excel file that it gets downloaded as part of my template. So I'm now building my template. So what I might do is just take and create my document. And of course, just like a cooking show, I am magically creating all my file. So now I just type out my letter or whatever I'm going to do. I can include logos, pictures, various stuff. And then in the position that I want, I'm just going to go mailings and perhaps add the name of the customer. And of course, I could go through and insert other fields from that list. Then I simply save that template when I'm done. And now I can advance to using the next and upload the template file that I've just made. So I'll go back into my template. Choose the wrong file. Upload the template. All right, so now it's telling me that I've uploaded the customer template doc and that it's the customer entity. That's correct. So I'll hit next, give it a code. So I'll just go cust letter, customer letter, finish. So now that I have my template there, I can download it, to edit it, then re-upload, and then I can also apply and do a process with that. So that's what I'm going to do. There's other places that you can use these templates, i.e. customer, vendor, and contact. So I'll just show you how to do it in bulk. So what I'm going to do is hit apply. I can choose what my output format would be. So perhaps I want PDF files of, and I want to split. So I want a document for each. You can then filter. So maybe I'm wanting to say that only customers that are in Calgary or Salt Lake City. So then I can filter for a city if I wanted to. In this case, I'm just going to run a complete list. So I'll hit OK. But you can set a filter amounts and various things like that. And then from there, then it's just advising me that there's no filter set. So I'll hit next. And now that I've done that, I've got a output zip file, which will contain the Word documents then that have been split. So if I just open that and just show you what that zip file looks like, it'll have an entity underscore and then the ID for that record. And now I have a letter for each of my customers just announcing about the new products available on our website. So then of course I could now email that. The expectation that I have when I've been reviewing this is that in the future versions of Business Central, I anticipate that that is going to be used for segment mailing. So right now I could pull in a segment and then generate a merged kind of email, and it's I think what they're going to be doing is utilizing this Word template to be able to have more of a configurable Word embedded experience with your segment mailing. And then, so to be able to launch that from an individual record, I could choose to do that as well from a customer, for example, using an action and using a Word template. And then I could pick my template and then do it however I want. Maybe I'll try HTML just out of curiosity. And now it's going to merge that one action with that one particular person. So that might be a way to quickly send a form template to a customer, announcing something or providing them some information on how to access our website, as an example. So that's a Word template. Integration with Teams. So Microsoft Teams is a Microsoft 365 product that lets you connect with others, collaborate, and simplify work. Business Central offers an app that connects Microsoft Teams to your business data in Business Central, so you can quickly share details across team members, look up contacts, and respond quickly to inquiries. The app's available on the Teams marketplace, and you can use it with the Teams desktop, mobile app, or web. So what we can do with this Business Central app for Teams are things such as looking up details of customer, vendors, or contacts, and that we can share records in conversations. And I'll show you how to do that next. So what I'm going to do is I've started a brand new kind of Teams. This should be totally clean. So we'll see how to actually enable. So we're going to try adding that next. So I'm just going to find the app. So if I go apps, Business Central. Okay, so what I've done is selected there, picked to search for additional apps. I'm going to add the Business Central app to my Teams experience. So there's a little bit of an overview of what it is and how it works. Once I've successfully added the Business Central app, then to launch that, I should be able to go at Business Central. And you'll notice that it finds that app and just it gives a brief explanation of what it is: share, view, and act on my business data. So yep, that's what I'm intending. So once I've picked that, now I can get going, and I'll need to sign in first. So I'm going to do that here, and it should be using this account that I have. I have to accept the connection. You'll notice that it's now put me into the Cronus USA company. If I want to change companies, because I may have an environment where I have a Canada company and a US company. So from the more options, you can actually get to settings to configure those other things. Okay, so you can go into settings to change companies, etc. So I'm just going to search for a company, added them. And you'll notice I have some indications of, customers, contact cards, various things like that. I can see details inside the business or inside the team's experience if I wish. So maybe I'll just go details right there. You'll notice that it opens a card inside. And I can see inside my Business Central now, right inside Teams, and I'm able to interact with that particular customer's contact card. And then I could, review or do something in here. I can, process, I can do reports right inside Business Central. When I'm ready, I may decide, okay, well, instead of just popping that out, maybe I'm going to go to, or instead of details inside, I want to pop that out. And if I do that, then it'll actually start Business Central for me as a whole separate tab. You'll notice the links at the top, and those are called deep links. And it's just because it takes it right to the page and the record that I'm identifying here. So as an example, now that I have that as a link, I might want to send that to a colleague to ask them to review the business relationship. Well, I could do that right inside Teams, start a chat, and you'll notice that it starts to process right down inside here, but I can also just paste a link if I wish. And then what I would do is give them a view, and it'll actually embed it right inside when I was to send that to somebody. So using the links, I can send product pages, maybe to a colleague, asking them to update the price or something like that. So you can do that right in Teams and not have to live inside Business Central, get them on the phone, and then do that together, for example. It might be just a way to do it over chat. And that's in summary how to work with Business Central Teams. So there's some usability changes that are of interest as well, so that then when you're working with various drop-down lists and things like that, that there's changes with the way that the clicks work and being able to copy or browse to. So let me just try doing a sales order here. If I do a new sales order, and I'm going to look up on a customer list. So now what you can do on an actual line is if I double click on a blank space, then it just automatically selects it. So some of the space that you work with is updated, and the way that you can work with things. So if I single click there, then it'll take and select it, and I can also then use, of course, the advanced to go to the specific customer card. So if I use the advanced view, then you can expand your menus and such, and then go off and do more information like editing a customer as well, right from within the list. So they've just changed a few of the things and the way that the clicks work and the white space and how it works across, and then reorganizing the menus. And then the last thing I wanted to kind of talk about very briefly is a report extension object, and that's new within our version 18 environments. This is more for those that are perhaps exploring doing more development internally. And so what I've done, just to kind of set the stage here, is I've created a simple little app. And what I've done is created a new table. And for anybody who is not familiar, this is the new Visual Studio AL development environment. This is what the developers use to create those extensions, or even apps or third-party apps such as ODT rentals or service. So it looks very different if you are used to using the classical C-side development. So I just thought it would be kind of neat to show people what it actually looks like under the hood when people are working with it. So a particular table, what I'm doing here is I've just added a text field to my related table. That's my own field. So it's not a Microsoft standard field. I've now extended put my own field on the customer table. And it blends it so that when Microsoft does an upgrade, they unattach this one, they upgrade the base customer table, and then reattaches my custom field, and it retains my data. So that's how they do automatic upgrades. Then what I've done is I've taken to my page and I've added my text field after the blocked. And then I'm just kind of putting in some text there just to appear. But what I wanted to kind of focus on is what's the new object type, which is the ability to extend a report. And so just to kind of briefly walk through what this is that I am taking a new report extension, which is the my cust extension for the report, and it extends, and you'll notice I've picked a standard report now. Well, what that means is that I am now able to build a report that extends a standard customer report data set, and I can pull fields that are maybe not part of the data set provided by Microsoft, but also from my own custom extension. So now you can take a base report and start building a layout using a copy of this customer top 10 list and combine fields that are not shown already by Microsoft and or third-party fields that are available in an extension. So now you could take, say, that rental report and add your own custom field to those reports. So that's kind of the exciting part about these new report objects. And then you create a custom layout. You would assign the custom layout to your particular task that you're going to do, and then be able to report on those with the custom fields. So just in summary, with the report extension object, you can extend existing report objects similar to how you extend the tables and pages. And then with report extensions, we can extend an existing report by adding columns to existing data items in the report data set, adding new data items, adding trigger implementations. You can add to request pages, so you can interact with your own field for filtering, for example, and then adding a new report layout to reflect the new fields that were added, and then you apply that custom layout. So that's what I had for today, and just to kind of pass along a few other exciting features that are becoming available or now available. The Power BI connector is not yet released for public. It's still in a preview state, but it's coming very soon. And what we'll be able to do with that is that Power BI reports and dashboards will be able to use modern Business Central APIs, which include both the built-in APIs version 2.0 provided with Business Central, but also our custom APIs, which are created by partners or developers. So what this is going to mean is an improved performance and faster data analytics using Power BI. And it'll support version 2.0 APIs from Business Central. Custom APIs, it'll continue to support the web services. So if you're presently utilizing OData, it'll be backwards compatible. But again, if we can switch those types of things to custom API pages, which, for example, our ODT rentals dashboard reporting will be starting that up soon once that's available for public interaction. And we're seeing like an improvement about 4 times on refresh rates and things like that. So it's a pretty exciting feature coming out. Barcoding for reports. So when you extend that table, you'll be able to create a barcode for a particular data set, and symbologies supported will include code 39, code 128, code 93, code ABAR, interleave 2 of 5, postnet, MSI, PlusE, and then a bunch of others. So, if you're wanting to start to put some barcoding into your reports, you can do that with the extended report and adding your barcode report data sets now. And then support for prior versions for cloud migration. So as of 18.1, which is now out, of course, I think they're updating on 18.2 right now, but that we can support migrations for customers who are running Business Central on-premise versions 14 forward now. So we can do 14, 15, 16, 17, and lift that now to a latest version of 18. Business Central Online. So that gives you an exciting path if you're considering moving from on-premise to a cloud instance of Business Central. Well, again, thank you and for attending our webinar today. And if you're interested or would like a follow-up, feel free to book a session with one of our Business Central experts at hi@opendoorerp.com. Thank you again.